everybody. Today I want to talk about something I've talked about before in the past, and it's about you can get things going at any time. You don't have to wait for a certain time of the year to make things happen. What you do now is going to produce results for you next month. You know, if you're in sales, or 4 months from now, or 5 months from now. It doesn't produce results tomorrow. I'm going to go back a little bit. So we just had the International Builder Show in Las Vegas, which I just love going to that. I've been going to that now for, I want to say, the past 8 years. And it is just a compilation of great information about anything and everything pertaining to home building. Whether you're going to be building a home, you can go there and you can check out everything that's there. All of the vendors, Kohler, all of the cabinet companies, all of the lumber companies, they're all there. Everybody in the building industry is there. They've got huge displays set up. So much good information there. If you're on the building side of it, whether you're in sales, whether you're the accountant for a home builder, whether you're a project manager for a home builder, whether you're the owner, there's something there for everybody. I had one of the best seminars that I think I attended in the last couple of years, as my focus is starting to, it's still on sales. That's what I do full time, but my focus is now kind of starting to drift towards the ownership role and running the company, because that's something that's going to be coming in the not too distant future. So I want to make sure that I'm ready. And my dad and the other owner, Jim, we're starting weekly meetings where we're really going to start putting together what the process is for our company. Everybody's going to have their own description. I'm going to be writing the sales process, and what this is going to entail is, if somebody comes in to sell houses for us, they can simply take this process, super detailed, follow that step by step, and that's going to guide them through the whole process of guiding a customer through the process. Of course, they're still going to have questions about things, but you know exactly what to do, and here's a map and a checklist of everything that you need to do. So we're having weekly meetings, and we're talking about the growth that we want to have this year. Last year when we got back from the show, and at the show we decided that we wanted to try and do another 5 additional homes last year. My brother, who is starting sales for us, is now going to be selling for us full time, and he was just kind of getting started last year. So we had the goal in our heads, and we talked about wanting to do another 5 additional homes last year. Well, that's all we ever did was talk about it. We never met about it. We never wrote down what the issues are right now with the company and what we need to do to resolve them, what specifically we're going to do to get another 5 homes. We didn't really do anything about it other than just say, let's do it. And like I said, I had a time last year, which was in the summer, where I went through a little bit of a slump. So I wasn't feeling like I was loving what I was doing. I didn't want to do what I was doing. That just translated to not being at my best. So this is something I talked about, and I'll put a link in for this video, because I talked about it in this video. But I got to a point after I went through that, I was able to pull myself out of that. And again, this video that I'll share the link to kind of talks about how I did that. But I pulled myself out of that slump, and I got back on track for the end of the year. And I ended the year really good. I was very happy with the production and the amount of sales and the amount of people that I was working with coming into this year. So when we had our meeting earlier this week, this is the beginning of January, we wanted to talk about what's in the pipeline. How many houses do we have in the pipeline? Because if we're going to meet our goal of doing this year, we'd like to do 25, 30 would be the high end of what we want to do. So we need to dig at least 2 holes a month to hit that 25, and actually just a little bit more than that to hit that 25. So we need to go through and take a look and see, okay, what do we have coming up for January, February, March? Do we have our 2 a month? And if we're only going to have one month, we need to have 3 for the next month. So looking through the projections, we had, between me and my brother, we had a total of 18 people on our list. Some of those people are already at the bank, meaning it's a for sure done deal. They're going to be closing and we're going to be starting digging their hole not too long after that. A number of those people we already have blueprints for, so they're not at the bank yet, but we are getting their blueprints finalized, doing selections with them. Some of those people we adjust our starting plans for, and once we start a plan for somebody, a preliminary plan, they've made the commitment that they're moving ahead with us. So out of those 18 names, 10 of them are for sure moving ahead. We're in the process somewhere. So compared to January of 2019, when we went over the projections of what we had in January, we had about 8 names. And at that time, my brother wasn't involved. Out of the 18 names, he has 4 or 5 of them right now. But going back to January of 2019, there were only 8 names on that list. And the reason that is because going back to the year before that, I must have not been working with enough people at the end of the year. So basically what I did at the end of 2019, after I pulled myself out of the slump, and really that's when I started talking about, you don't have to wait until January to turn over a new leaf. You don't have to wait till January to write down some new goals and decide what you're going to do and start doing it. You don't have to wait until then. And I'm glad that I didn't, because now that we're in January, we're in the beginning of January, and we have a great outlook. We've already got builds for, bringing us through the next few months. So because of what I did at the end of last year, that is reaping benefits for the beginning of this year. And that's how it is in sales. If you work your butt off for 6 months, you are going to see those results months afterwards. I don't decide that I'm going to work really, really hard this month and then have a good month next month. That's not how it works, because with real estate sometimes, but new construction home sales, it's a process that you're bringing people through. So it takes time to go from point A to point B. So if you really start and decide to turn up the heat and really start going to town with things, you're not going to see those results for probably 6 months from now. So you've got to be careful, and I've got to be careful right now, or you if you're in the same situation. So right now things are looking great. I've got closings happening. We've got holes we're going to be digging. Projections are looking amazing. Through March, can't get complacent, because if you get complacent and you let off the gas and you're happy with what you got coming in commission wise, you're happy with the starts that you have coming up, you could very easily start to take a couple days off here and there. And I don't mean literally just take off from work, but you might start not working as hard because you're feeling comfortable with everything that you have going on. You're comfortable with the amount of closings that you have coming up. You're looking at your budget for the next 3 months and everything's looking good. So it's easy to not be as motivated. So guess I just wanted to talk about that. Don't stop what you're doing. Don't get complacent. What you do now is going to give you a successful second half of 2020. So don't get discouraged. If you're really working your butt off now, from now through June, you're going to see those rewards towards the second half of the year. And if you continue to work hard that year, you're going to come into 2021 seeing great results in the beginning as well. So that's what I wanted to talk about. If you're wondering about the rolled up carpet in the back of my car, yeah, that's a new one. Again, I do not work for the mob. I know this is getting to be a pattern, but we're just getting rid of some rugs in the house. And I got dumpsters because we're building houses. So that's all it is. Okay, well, have a great rest of the day. Take care. God bless.